Welcome to the Pixel Palette. In today's video, I'll be giving you guys an intro to Adobe Fresco. So let's get started. First up, just open Adobe Fresco. Alright, and this is your home page, which is your main screen. Like if you look to the left bar, you have options like Home, Learn, Your Files, Shared with You, Deleted. So click on Learn. Here you can have you have tutorials which are related to Adobe, and when you go to your files, you have all of the files that you have been working on. And shared with you is basically the files that have been shared with you, like someone else has shared it to you. So your shared files will be here. And these are all of your deleted items, like all of your deleted documents, which you thought that they are no more needed. You can also restore them or permanently delete them. I'll be permanently deleting this one. As such, you can do it. And for now, let's just go to home and start a new document. So for today, I'll be using a square document. And yes, let's get started. Okay, so the column which you see on your right, this whole column, here you have the layer settings. So first up, you have the layer panel. Now, one thing to understand is that Fresco has two layers. One is pixel and the other is vector. And I can just draw anything. Now I'm using a pixel brush to draw on this layer. So this layer is also going to be a pixel layer. Alright? And now if I use a vector brush to draw something, the layer is also going to be a vector layer. Now I can merge down two pixel layers or two vector layers. If I double click on this specific layer, I'll find the layer actions where I can add a layer above it or below it. I can hide this layer, or I can hide all the other layers except this one. I can clear this layer, delete it, select multiple, duplicate layer, copy this layer, or even cut it. I can set it as a reference, I can lock it, and here's the option to convert the layer into a pixel layer. If I just click on this is going to be no more a vector layer, but it's now going to be a pixel layer. As both of these layers are pixel, I can easily just merge them down with each other. So now both of my drawings are in the same layer. Alright? And always remember that a pixel layer cannot be converted into a vector layer. Alright. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Next up, we have the layer opacity. Now, mainly the use of this is that, you can change the transparency of your drawing. You can make it darker or lighter. Now, if you go with 100%, it's just really dark. If you go with the 50%, it's kind of in the mid. And if you go with the 9 or 10%, you can see that it's hardly seen. It's like a grayish color, but it's not changing the color. The thing is that it's being transparent. Okay? So that thing is a little important to understand because that's really helpful. We also have blend mode where you can let's give a pause to the blend mode because you will be able to understand this better when we work with colors. So I'll be giving a pause to this one. So yes, that was the layer properties. Now let's go to precision is basically grids. Now I can just add a grid to my canvas. I can change the spacing of my grid, like how many number of grids I want. I can just change that, and I can change the opacity of the grid. I can also change the color. And I have two types of grids in Adobe Fresco, graph and perspective. So graph appears in boxes like these, and perspective is, like when you have to draw something in a perspective way, kind of making it look 3D. You can also add vanishing points. You can edit the vanishing points, and you have options like if you want like one vanishing point, two of them, or three of them. It's your choice. You can choose. And you can adjust the density. Like how much you want it to be. You can adjust the opacity. You can also change the color. And yes, this is all you can do with the grids. If you want, you can also create a perspective grids for the following. You can create a perspective grid for the image or a layer or a document. So that is all about the precision area. Next up, you have comments, like if anyone commented anything to your drawing or something. So you can also comment back. It's your wish. You can add a comment. You can share your drawings with people. It's just your wish. Now, this is a shortcut to add layers. You can click this button and add how many ever layers you want. And if you click on that layer, you can, again, you'll be shown up with the layer actions. You can just delete it really easily, just like that. And this eye little thingy, you can hide this layer or make it visible. So that's the shortcut. And this is clip layer. You can ignore this for now because I think that we'll just focus on the basics in this video today. This is appearances of your layer. Like if you want to change the hue, the saturation, the color balance, or the brightness or the contrast. You can change anything with this specific logo. Next up, you just have a shortcut of layer actions. Instead of double clicking on the layer, you can just, click on these three buttons here. So next up, you have animation, where you can add animation, like add an animation like the heart is moving, for example, or anything is moving. You can add animations to your sketch. Drawing aids is basically a ruler which will help you to draw straight and perfect lines. Okay, so next up you have undo and redo, which, trust me, is a really important thing. Like, this is going to help you a lot. So remember to keep it in mind and keep using it. Okay, so the next thing to be discussed is the left panel, the left column. So here you basically have three types of brushes, which are pixel, light brushes, and vector brushes. For now, I'll be erasing these layers so that, we can just draw something else, and I'll make you guys understand better. Okay, let's start off with pixel brushes. If you click on this icon again, you'll be able to find some of the different types of pixel brushes. You have many, like basic, charcoal, comics, dry media, FX, ink, lettering, marker, mixer brushes, multicolor, painting, rakes, and sketches. So I wouldn't be able to cover all of these today. I'll just be showing the pencil brush, which is the most basic one. Well, you guys, please do explore the other types of brushes and do explore each of them because they are awesome. So for now, I'll just be going with the normal pencil one. So the thing with pixel brushes is that when you zoom in, you can see that the line is uneven and it's all in boxes, right? And it's not really that neat. So that is the thing with pixel brushes. Only when you zoom in, okay? So yes, that is what a pixel brush really is. And you can see this little column which I'm toggling here. From here, I can change the color of my brush. Like, I can just change it to any color I want as such. Make it darker, lighter, it's my wish. I can also change the size of this, make it thin or increase it or decrease it, anything of my choice. I can change the flow, that means how dark I want my brush to be. Now, if I keep it to 22, it's pretty light, but if I keep it to 100, it's pretty dark, right? Now, next up, we have smoothing, which I'll be explaining while I explain vector brushes, because trust me, you guys would be able to understand better. And even the paint inside tool, I'll be explaining while I explain vectors. So yes, next up we have brush settings, which is basically there for all of your brushes. You can change the pressure dynamics, the velocity as per you want. You can change the blend mode, or do many things with it. You can just, set it as per your convenience. So yes, that's it with the pixel brushes. And again, please do explore all of them. You can also add some brushes, but remember that you have a subscription for that. So yes. Okay, next up is live brushes. Okay, in live brushes, we have two types, which is watercolor and oil. I'll be going watercolor. I'll be using watercolor soft. Now, these are really cool because it just feels like as if you're drawing with a actual brush in your hand. So they are pretty amazing. They are used to do like digital paintings. So yes, you can try it out. And the button and the column which I'm toggling here is all of the brush settings. Of course, I can change the color from here. I can change the size, the shape. I mean, not the shape, but yeah, the size. I can change the flow. If I keep it a little lower, you can see it's so much more lighter. If I keep it to 100, it's really dark. I can change the water flow. Remember the water flow? If the water flow is to 100 and I just choose this color here, choose a darker color than that. If I try to smudge these two colors, you can see that they're smudging in within themselves really easily. So that is the thing with the water flow, and like if I keep it to a little lower, the same thing would be really hard to do. As you can see, you can totally find out the difference. So yes, that is the water flow. Again, you have the Paint Insight tool and the brush settings. Adjust the brush settings as to your convenience, and the Paint Insight tool I'll be explaining next. Okay, so now let's go with the vector brushes. Now, one thing to note down is that Adobe Fresco is famous for its vector brushes. So yes, let's explore them. First up, you have four types: basic, jitter, manga, and outline. So yes, if I go to the basic one, I'll just choose the round one for today. Now, as you can see, that this is a vector brush. Again, you can see the column which I'm toggling. From here, I can change the shape, the size, the color. I can just change the color from here, the size. I can increase or decrease it. Now we come to the smoothing. Now, smoothing is really important while you are outlining something. Suppose if I draw something with okay, so for example, I draw something right here. Okay, I'll just be drawing a little part. Okay, and now, all right, now for the smoothing. Let's understand what smoothing now. Now listen up. If I like smoothing is basically used when you want to outline something. Now, if I draw a heart, my smoothing is right now kept to 100. Now you can see that my heart is nice and crisp and it looks really good. If I keep the smoothing to a 0, you can see that my heart is wibbly and wobbly. The lines are not that crisp and they do not really look that neat. Now I know, but this would really help you. The smoothing tool is going to help you while you outline your sketches. So do keep the smoothing in mind and it's going to be so much more easier. You know, when you keep the smoothing to 100, things are really stiff. But if I keep it to a 0, like I can't really draw a straight line that easily and it's all wibbly and wobbly. It's a little hard when it comes to outlining sketches. So that is what this smoothing tool basically does. Next up, we have the Paint Insight tool. For example, I'm going to choose a color and I want to color in this little heart. So I'm just randomly coloring it in. You can see that my paint is totally coming out and it's coming on top of my outline, which is not looking neat at all, right? I do not want this to happen. For that, I can just turn on my Paint Insight tool and then I can just paint it inside like this without hesitating and without letting the paint come outside or overlapping on the outline. So yes, this is what the Paint Insight tool does. Again, you have your brush settings and yes, here's a taper brush. So the points appear to be pointed, and in the round brush, that's not the case. That's not a similar case with the round brush. You can see that in the round brush, they are really round, but in the taper brush, they're pointed. So just like that, you can explore some other brushes too. If you want, I'll be showing you. Jitter is basically, it creates, like blobs like these in your line for adding a cute effect to your sketch. So yes, and manga is basically kind of the same as the basic ones. And outline is also pretty good. It kind of appears like a neon to me. Like if you have a black background and you're just like writing something down, then it appears to be really neon-y. Looks pretty good. Okay, so that's it with the pixel brushes. Okay, and one more thing, when you zoom in with the pixel brushes, you can see that it's appearing to be so nice and so thin, right? The edges are so nice. You can totally see that. The edges are nice, crisp, and clear, which looks really good, unlike the pixel brushes. So vector brushes are really good. you really have to try them out. Okay, so now I'll just be deleting this layer so that I can explain the rest of the tools. Now, if I just draw a little heart here, this, of course, again, I have the erasing option. I can adjust it, the size, the smoothing, the paint inside, the erasing inside, of course, the settings. And in erasers, you have many types, so you can definitely check them out. But yeah, you can just normally erase it just as you do with every digital app. Okay, next up we have lasso tool. Okay, I'll just be choosing some colors. Go with the grease and I'll go with the brown. Suppose I take red and I take orange like this. I want to smudge these in, so I'll use the smudging tool. I can change its size, but remember, you cannot smudge if the layer is a vector layer. So for that, you can just convert it and then smudge it. There we go. All good. You can change the strength. Like if you want really good smudging, then you can do it to 100. If you kind of want to go like just a little bit of smudging just to add some effect or touch, then you can go with something low. Again, in this also you have the smoothing and you have the brush settings, the smudge settings actually. And in smudging also you have many options. So yes, again, do check them out. Okay, so that's it with the smudging tool. Next up we have transform. What this tool does is that it's going to select each and every element on your canvas. Like each and every drawing on your canvas. So you can, you can make the drawing larger, or you can increase its breadth or its length, or decrease it, or change its direction. You can flip it horizontally or vertically. You can add a grid to it or do anything you want with it. So this is what the transform tool does. And next up we have the lasso tool. It's just like the transform tool but a little different. Now the transform tool was selecting all, like everything which was in the canvas, but now I can just choose one thing. Now if example I just want this heart, I can transform it, and again I can change its size and shape, and not its shape of course, but its direction and everything. I can flip it vertically or horizontally, and I can erase it and then deselect it, and then I can deselect it. So that is what the lasso tool does. Next up, you have the fill option, which I think everybody knows is to just fill any, okay, it's the color margin. You can adjust it too. So this is like you can just fill in anything. That's what the option does. And you have your color option. You can change the color to whatever you want. And next up, you have shapes. In shape, like shapes is also pretty cool. You can add some more shapes. So basically these are made like already made shapes. You can just, add them in your drawing. It adds a good effect. They look pretty good. You can fill them with the color. You can erase them, or you can select them or deselect them. Whatever you want, you can do it with them. Next up, you have text. Now, text, basically like if you want to add text to your canvas, for example, I can just draw a text box, and I can, change the style of my text. If I want this one, anything of my choice, I can just do like that. Just like this. All done. So that's it with the text logo. Next up, we have the eyedropper option, in which you can just, choose any color which is on your canvas, and you can use it again. Like this. I'll again just use the eyedropper tool and change my color to turquoise. Or if I want to use the orange color, I can change it again. So that's the eyedropper tool. And with this little tool here, you can add files or anything to your canvas. You can add any files or any image that you want. You can add it as, like a reference, or you can just add it to trace around it or edit it or anything. So yes, that is, I think, almost everything of Adobe Fresco. And I hope you really liked this video, and I hope you understood everything. Well, if you did, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Okay, bye. See you in my next video.